Welcome
Welcome
to
to kindergarten.
kindergarten.
I'm Mrs. Roderick.
And I'm Mrs. Walker. When you come to school every day, please enter through the main office and sign in and out when you leave.
Make sure that you're bringing your child directly to the classroom. Until they're second grade or up, they cannot go on their own. So just make sure that you're accompanying your child every time, bringing them into the classroom and helping them put their things away in the morning.
Every adult who's volunteering or staying for longer than 15 minutes on campus needs to complete the background check through the Battleground School District. We've conveniently put a QR code at the bottom for your convenience, and you'll need to finish the process by bringing in your driver's license and letting the lovely ladies in the front office make a copy.
So our schedule this year for the morning and afternoon kindergartens differs a bit. For morning kindergarten, you'll be in class blocks 1 through 3, but block 3 is divided. And if you look at the schedule, block 3A is the first portion of block 3. Then we go to lunch from 11:15 to 11:45. And then after lunch, they come back for the remainder of block 3, which is 11:50 to 12:30. So if your child is not taking the kindergarten math, social studies, science class, then you would pick them up at that time for them to go home. If they're staying, then they will just continue on in the classroom, and Mrs. Boynton will come and switch and teach the math and social studies and science portion for blocks 4 and 5.
And if you are having kindergarten with Mrs. Walker, our schedule is a little different. Block 1 would be the Science and Social Studies with Mrs. Boyson. So if your child is taking that class, they need to be here at 8:15. If your child is beginning kindergarten with math, they would come at 9:30, and Mrs. Boyson will be in our classroom, and she'll be the instructor for Block 2. At 10:45, starting with Block 3A, that's when the kindergarten program with me begins, and we will start at 10:45, and we will be in our classroom for a short bit, and then we will go to lunch. After lunch, we will resume our day, and we will continue until 3 o'clock. As you know, parent partnership is one of the tenets of our alternative learning environment here at RHL. So we are so excited to be able to partner with you here in the classroom. Below you will see a list of optional activities we may have you do, working with students, running small groups, making copies, sorting, filing, and most importantly, recess and lunch supervision. Because we are an ALE, alternative learning educational environment, we do not have the normal recess and lunchroom aides, and so parents are our people to ensure that students are safe and having fun at recess and eating their lunches.
Just a few recess procedures we'd like to go over. These are some of the things that you would possibly be helping the children with during this recess time. Helping students to get their coats on, tying shoes, which is a big thing. A lot of children don't know how to tie shoes yet. Escorting children who need to use the bathroom. There is access to a hallway bathroom during recess time, and we also have a key code that you can use to get into the building if it's locked. During recess time, we really ask that you use this time to interact with the kids and make sure that you're staying off your cell phones and watching them. Following playground expectations that we will go over the first few days of school. And also, we ask that no parents in the classroom during recess times. This is our quick opportunity to use the bathroom, get a drink, and do things we need to do as well.
So as part of our parent partnership learning model, there are some commitments for you as a parent. Every month, we need you to come in for an advising appointment. It might look different month by month. It might be small group, it might be an individual advising appointment, and occasionally when there are short months, we may need to have a digital two-way using Google Forms and email. Also, there is the monthly partnership requirement in kindergarten because we have littles who need lots of help and supervision. We ask that you commit to coming in 2 times per month. You will find when you enter our classrooms a QR code where you can record your time in the classroom. You'll just take a picture, it'll open up a form, you'll fill that out, and we do track the amount of time parents are committed in coming in to fulfill your portion of the parent partnership commitment. We in kindergarten will be using signup.com just like you used for your forecasting appointment, for your orientation. scheduling. We will use that for our volunteering and advising. They're two separate signups, but this allows you the freedom to pick times that work with your schedule, and it gives you the flexibility if things come up, kids get sick, that you can adjust and change the time that you are meeting or partnering with us.
Communication is really big when we have a parent partnership, and so there are different ways you can communicate with us. We have our class websites that lists everything from what we're learning, scope and sequences, lunch menus, um, class rosters, and all the things that you need to do. So make sure that you're familiar with our your teacher's class website, because there's a lot of important information and links on there. For my class, I have a class Facebook page. It's private. It's by invitation only. So I will send that link out to parents. Grandparents are also welcome to join that, as well as we share pictures and things like that. Email is very important. We ask that you check your email at least every other day. We do send a lot of information that way, and the school sends out information as well that's very pertinent to your child and what's going on at the school. There's also Skyward, where you can check your students' grades, attendance, and other things, just making sure that your emails are correct. Otherwise, you will not be receiving all the information coming from our school.
All right, so we are partnering in your child's education. So there are certain curriculum subject areas that you will be responsible to teach at home. The big one is language arts. You are responsible for teaching 60% of the language arts standards at home. Math also is 60% of instruction at home if you are taking the kindergarten math class. If you have chosen not to take the kindergarten math class here with Mrs. Boysen, then you are 100% responsible for math instruction at home. Health and PE is 100% at home. We provide you with curriculum and we provide you with fitness standards so that you can choose what topics you are covering each month. Science is 100% at home unless you are taking the Science Social Studies class with Mrs. Boysen, and same with Social Studies. If you are not taking that class, either first block for myself or fifth block for Mrs. Roderick, then you are responsible for the 100% of instruction in that subject area, and we will provide the materials needed to satisfy your child's learning needs.
Okay. So that said, at school, we will be covering 40% of the language arts, and within that is speaking, listening, writing, so that it's a pretty large component. Math will be 40% if you're taking the math class at school, and then if you're not, then the 100% will be at home. 100% of the art will be covered in school, so you won't need to worry about teaching that. If you take the science class, 100% will be covered at school. If you do not, 100% will be done at home. Same with social studies and occupational ed. We will be teaching ASL through alphabet, colors, phrases, and things like that, generally through videos and interactive participation with the students.
This is the overview page for the scope and sequence for the year. We will have links for the entire document broken down month by month on both of our websites. We are also giving you a hard copy at orientation, and if for some reason something happens to it, we are more than happy to give you additional copies. So just be prepared to spend most of our orientation time talking about the scope and sequence.
And what's so great about this is that it breaks it down by week, telling you exactly what you need to do in each of the subject areas. And that is so helpful because then you don't have to do a lot of the planning. So it's really great.
It is.
So school supplies this year, due to the levy not passing, unfortunately, we're no longer able to supply these things for K through 4. So school supply lists have been on the school website, and they've also been emailed out. If you haven't had a chance to look at that, please do so. Throughout the year, we may need additional supplies for projects and class celebrations that we may be having, and we'll be using sign up for that as well. So always, it's very important to check your emails every other day so that you're aware of what's happening in the class. For my class, I'm asking that you're bringing your school supplies with no names, and please place them in the appropriate bins during orientation. And Mrs. Walker would like you to bring supplies for her class during your child's ELSA testing, and she'll have bins for dropping things off as well. If you have any questions about that, please contact your teacher.
All right, we are working hard in kindergarten. We are training our brains, and it needs to be fueled. So in addition to the lunch time that you noted, both kindergarten classes will be having snack time. We ask that you pack a healthy, nut-free snack for your child to access during snack breaks. There will be morning break and afternoon break, so please make sure you have two snacks. You want to maybe have a separate snack pack for your child or go over with them before you leave the home so that they don't eat their entire snack first thing in the morning and then have nothing to eat in the afternoon. Um, Also, we ask that you send in a water bottle that is reusable and spill proof. And please label it with your child's name so that we are not collecting water bottles here in the classroom. And just a little note about the nut-free snack. In the classroom, we ask that the snacks be nut-free due to students with allergy issues. However, there is the ability to have nuts during lunch. So please have two separate containers, one for lunch if you're bringing a lunch. If you are wanting to eat the school lunch, there is forms for the free and reduced lunch. All students qualify, but there is a form you need to fill out. But if you would desire to bring your child's lunch, please have a lunch box for lunchtime and a snack bag or box for snack time so it's easy for them to differentiate between the two.
And I also wanted to mention one more thing about snack. A small package of fruit snacks really is not enough food for your child. You're going to find that once they start kindergarten, they become eating machines. And a little small pack of fruit snacks is just not enough nutrition or food for them. So you may find that you will want to pack a lot more snack, trying to stay away from sugary things, but pack a lot more because you will be surprised how much more they start eating once they're going to have all these growth spurts and they're doing so much learning. They need a lot of extra food.
And along with that, if you're sending things in like fruit cups, please send in the eating utensils that go along with that. We don't have those things available, so we may have one or two extra occasionally, but try to have a protein with a carb, try to have some fruit, and a nice variety will be a good thing for your kid.
One of the biggest things for a kindergartner when they're 5 is their birthday, and it's a huge thing for them, and so we want to make it a big deal as well. So let's talk about birthdays and celebrations. On your child's birthday, you can bring any kind of treat you would like. Try to keep in mind, though, that our time is limited, and bringing a cake that needs to be cut up and plated is really time-consuming and difficult for us. So we really appreciate things that are prepackaged or things like cupcakes where we can go outside and eat them. Popsicles are great because we can take them outside as well, but please remember nothing with nuts, nothing with peanut butter. Sometimes that's our kids' favorite things, but we just can't have them in the classroom because we rotate seats and we do have children with nut allergies. There will also be extra learning celebrations that will happen throughout the year. So also, again, make sure to check your email. It's really important because we have a lot of things, and that's how we will communicate through email.
Yeah, if your child does have an allergy or food restriction, if you would please create a special box or bag that has nice special treats for them to access during any birthday or learning celebrations. That way they too can participate with something special and fun, and we're happy to just tuck those away in our cabinet and pull it out as needed for your child. So to do, as you're thinking about it, if your child is on a restricted diet, and we are going to run into these occasions that may or may not have forewarning. If you have just a little Ziploc bag or a small box that we can store, that will make everyone happy.
Yeah, because there's nothing worse than someone brings cupcakes and then they're the only one that doesn't have anything. So if just just pre-planning like a little plastic-sized shoebox from Dollar Tree with a lid, write their name with a Sharpie, put some extra special things because we do not have access to gluten-free snacks or dye-free snacks. Those are things that you'll need to provide from home.
We are so excited to begin this learning adventure with you and your student, and our goal is to help them meet their full potential academically, socially, and emotionally. And so we really want to create and foster a calm and focused work environment here in our classroom. So we ask that siblings not attend class with the kindergarten student. That being said, if you have an infant that you're carrying in a pack, That is perfectly acceptable. You can step out, okay, if you need to feed or change their diaper. They're not a disruption. If you have a student who's 4 and going to preschool, or able to sit and participate along with the kindergarten student, they too are welcome. What we're trying to avoid so that we can maintain our learning environment is toddlers and preschoolers who maybe don't have the attention span, and are going to be wanting to play or be disruptive and distracting to those in the class. So think about, um, if you can at all possible, find other childcare arrangements for your students, because we really need to ensure that we are protecting the integrity of our learning environment here in the classroom.
And also, we want to mention, if you need to speak with us about something going on, a concern, recess and lunch times are really not appropriate times for us to talk about that because they are so short. If you need to schedule an appointment with us, please email us. We can schedule another time during our consulting time to meet with you, or we can meet with you in a scheduled time before or after school.